Many want to help when disaster strikes. BBB Wise Giving Alliance is offering giving tips along with a list of BBB accredited charities for people wanting to give back through organizations providing Hurricane Fiona relief. And Lindsay George with the Better Business Bureau of North Alabama is here today to explain some of those tips. But Lindsay, before we break down those tips, I really wanted to talk to you about why it is so important to give wisely.
Yes, it's very important to give wisely, whether it's a hurricane, tornado, or any type of natural disaster, because when you give, you want to make sure you're understanding the appeals to look for in terms of what exactly you're giving to, whether it's food, whether it's money, or clothing. So it's best to know what you're doing and how you're giving. You can do so by going online to give.org to find those lists of trusted charities.
Excellent. And just to make sure that when you give, that what you're giving is actually getting to the people who need it.
Right, that's exactly right. So you want to make sure you're giving to organized groups or experienced groups, organizations. They have those resources and they're readily available to assist those in need. While there are some new organizations that may form in the wake of a disaster, you definitely want to use caution because they may not be able to perform those announced activities due to their lack of experience.
And you just talked about two of those tips, so two really important things to remember. The appeal. When an organization is talking about what they're doing, that needs to be really clear, right, according to the BBB, and going to experienced groups. That's one of the other BBB tips.
Yes.
It's just knowing that you're giving to a group that has a track record of doing what they say they're going to do, and they have the experience to know how to do it.
Exactly.
Another tip that the BBB offers is, why should people check to see if groups have an on-the-ground presence? Why is that so important with charitable giving during natural disasters?
Okay, in the event that you're deciding to give, those who are already on the ground in those affected areas, they may be able to help them directly. And so in that case, when you're giving, you may not need to give to those relief organizations, but rather give directly to those charities. That way they can allocate those funds directly, and they're actually on the ground to see exactly what those individuals may need at that time.
Another tip that I thought was really interesting was that sometimes it's better to give cash than it is items and donations, things like that. Why is that?
Donating money is the quickest and easiest way to help those in need, and also provides those charities flexibility in order to allocate those funds to those impacted areas. So if you're in the process of wanting to donate, you want to make sure you're going to give.org to find out those trusted charities in order to give.
Yeah. And one last tip that I wanted to talk to you about is crowdfunding. You know, why is it so important for people to really understand crowdfunding, how it works, and who they're giving to?
Okay. When it comes to crowdfunding sites, you want to make sure that you're actually giving to those you know and you trust, and understanding those policies and procedures that are associated with crowdfunding. So when you're giving, you want to make sure that those posts have been vetted. Not all posts have been vetted by those crowdfunding sites, but to make sure that you're doing your research before actually giving to those organizations.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. And as you mentioned, these aren't tips that just help with giving for people who are affected by Hurricane Fiona. We also have Hurricane Ian. We don't know what impact that will have, but in the wake of any natural disaster, these tips can help people.
Yes, they most definitely can. You want to give wisely. Any type of natural disaster is very important because you want your dollar amount or your goods to help those individuals in need.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay. And we have a list provided by the BBB with accredited charities. You can find that on our website, WHNT.com. And if you have a consumer question or concern, you can also contact the Better Business Bureau of North Alabama. That Taking Action line number is 256-850-0719.